Hi, my name is Maya M. Swaller, and the local school that I chose to review is Sefner Christian Academy. This is a school that I currently work at and also the school that I graduated from. On their homepage, they have a slideshow of the different events and the different student interactions that you can see. They're talking about how they have a solid foundation, then they discuss the events that are coming up. And then they have all the students from different elementary grades lining up and taking a picture together. They have the football team, which is their premier football team right now, and they have a lot of kids that are graduating and going to D1 schools. They have their drama program, which is also very well known, and then they have interaction between students in high school and middle school. On the homepage as well, it has their calendar and it has the different grades that you might be interested in taking your kids, enrolling your kids in, such as elementary, middle, high school. The Early Learning Center is 2 to 4 years old, and those are the kids that are in preschool that are using interactive tables and iPads to teach them how to be more integrated with technology, is also getting to know them as people and teaching them how to speak and other things such as that. The section that I would like to teach when I become a teacher is high school. And they have a slideshow of their secondary school, which is what they call high school, and they have different high school students talking about their experience at Sefner and what sets it apart from other public schools and other charter schools, what makes it different, what makes it something that they really wanted, that they're glad their parents put them into. Then they have a brief description of what programs they offer, what AP classes, what regular classes. They discuss that they have dual enrollment. They discuss their grade programs, which is RenWeb. Another thing is their students have to maintain a 2.0 to graduate and have to have 24 core academic credits. The class of 2015, which is the class that I graduated from, we had $2.1 million in college scholarships. They have the highlights, which is homecoming, the different trips, the educational trips, National Honor Society, athletics, the college fair, their iPad labs, different things that they think that are highlights from their high school as a whole. Um, it's very easy to use. Any section that you want to go to, you just go under each one, and it'll probably have everything that you need. To find their teachers, you would go to SCA Team, and they have the picture of every single teacher, and they have what they are next to them. So if you were looking for, say, high school math, let's try. That would be under Miss Haddad, and she's the high school math teacher. And they have their history. They have how long Sefner has been open, which has been since 1983, their accreditation, what they stand for, different things like that. They have a section for technology because they're really big on technology. They introduced a lot of technology in the past couple of years. So they have their iPad implementation plan, they have their iPad help, they have Moodle, they have tutorials, different things for parents to get into and interactive with their kids when they send them to the school. They also have this program where if you don't or are not able to afford an iPad, that you can rent one from the school as well, and that's you would find that in iPad Help and their iPad implementation plan. And there's also a digital tour. You can take a digital tour with their teachers, and they have a video for that. The Early Learning Center, which is really premier. I can tell you that I've never seen anything like it, and I've toured many schools. And they have their fine arts, which is their choir, their drama. They're really known for choir. They've done Candlelight for the past 5 or 6 years. Um, they have their academics, which we just went over, their resources. For the resources, if you're looking for like lunches, they'd have under students and then student resources, and you go to lunch menu, and they have the lunch menu, the prices for the lunch, the options if you don't want hot lunch, and late orders and how much they charge for late orders. And then they have the lunch menu from January 30th all the way through March 3rd. They don't really have a gender or racial components to it. They don't really put on their website how many people of this gender are in the school and how many people of this race are in the school, because it really doesn't, in my opinion, after all the years I've been there, it's a very diverse school, so they really don't feel as if they should have to talk about that. They feel that the main issue is their students' religious needs and their students' academic needs. They don't have an ESL breakdown, but they do have plenty of teachers on campus that are fluent in Spanish, and that would also be on the SCA team. That would be under there too. They would have Spanish speaking or whatever language they speak under it as well. If you're looking for employment, they have an employment section where they would tell you all the openings that they have, and then you could apply for each one. And they have their fine arts. It talks about that. Their resources. Their curriculum by subject area, they don't really have that on here. For the Early Learning Center and they just have like a brief description of it under each one and the highlights for each one. For high school specifically, it's the curriculum is not on here. And high school is what I would teach. It's not on here because it depends on what classes you choose. Because from personal experience, I know that when you go to Sefner, you pick your classes, you pick what curriculum you want to do, you pick how hard you want your classes to be, you pick whether you want to be in AP, you want to be in honors, you want to be in regular, which is like public school. So it's not much different than public school, except for the fact that it has a religious aspect to it where you have chapel every Tuesday, and it talks about that in their academics in their video for high school, specifically how they have chapel every Tuesday and how they implement religion into each and every single one of their courses. They also have a section on guidance, which is the SCA Guidance Office. They have their mission statement, which says the mission of Sefner Christian Academy's Guidance Office is to assist students in choosing classes that will enhance their progress towards academic excellence, maintaining grades that enable students to obtain scholarships, making wise decisions in seeking God's will as they plan their careers realistically, and develop interpersonal relationships based on the principle of God's Word. So even in their guidance office, they implement religion. They talk about the ACT and the SAT. They don't really have their scores or what the scores have been for the last couple of years. They have their handbook, their transcript request form, the academic handbook, which there's a lot of rules based on this school, and we can look at the academic handbook so you can get a glimpse of what the rules are. They are very, very strict on cheating. They are very, very strict on sharing homeworks because it's a Christian school, so they believe that cheating is like the ultimate offense. Whereas I know in public high schools it's the ultimate offense, but it's the ultimate offense taken to another level. Like cheating it's just indescribable. Like you get a 0 on the test, you have to go to Saturday school, you have detention. Saturday school is where you're in school on a Saturday and you have to pay for it because you have to pay for the teacher's time to be there. Like they take cheating very seriously. But they talk about their dual enrollment, their National Honor Society, the selection process, the membership requirements. They talk about testing and scholarships, how to get bright futures, what you need for bright futures. They talk about their grading scale. They have all the courses that they offer. And they list every single one, but they don't have many AP classes. I can tell you that for a fact. They don't have many AP classes. But they do have AP US History, AP English Language, AP English Literature. They teach Spanish 1 and 2 and Latin 1 through 3. And Latin 3 is honors. They have AP Calculus as their math. For science, they have AP Environmental Science. This is just a list of their courses, and then it describes each and every one of their courses and how, what grades you teach, what prerequisites you would need. So it's a very in-depth tutorial. Like the website shows you everything that you would need to know about the school and what you need to know to get into the school. Their admissions process is very rigorous. Like they take everything seriously. It's not like how you would get into a charter school. When you apply to the school, they ask you very personal questions, which is a good thing and a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. They ask you personal questions that you have to have an interview. If you get selected to go to school, you have to have an interview. And from the interview, they determine, with a group of administrators, whether or not you are able to go to the school. It's a very rigorous process, but from this website, you are able to go through everything. They have their calendar that you can go through, and here it tells you what's coming up, the Helping Hands trips, jean days. You can't wear jeans every Friday. You have to pay to wear jeans. And their information and their parents' webs, and they have a contact us bar, and where you would go, the numbers, the fax numbers, and that's about it. That's Sefner Christian Academy's website.